kid. And it is 6 o'clock. It is Tuesday, March 7th, 2023 at 6 PM. This is the meeting of the Board of Health. May I have a roll call?
Gavin Byers.
And Chris Nocella, Jim will be here shortly. Just as a point of interest, I'm wearing a mask because I have a cold and trying not to get everybody else in the room sick. And I would like to thank Carla for the N95 mask so that I will not kill anyone. And moving on, additions and deletions. Within 48 hours, we have two, which will be a 1.5 and 1.6 were added to the agenda, and 1.2.2 future agenda items for additional fees to the agenda. Okay, we're gonna hold off on our public hearing till Jim gets here. Council on Aging meeting tobacco, wow, COVID update. Let's do that one, Rick.
Sure. So the last reporting was on March 2nd, and there were 10 cases in town. And then at the last meeting we did have, you guys had asked about setting up a booster clinic.
Yes.
And so I reached out to Cindy at that Community Health Connections. And so the only date she's got left in March is the 21st, and then she's got plenty of dates left in April. So the grant got extended.
Yeah, well, that's fine.
So,
I don't know, March is kind of a tough month for weather. Why don't we set one up in April?
what day would you be looking at?
What do we usually do? We
We had done a Monday the last couple of times. I think.
Yeah,
Gonna watch April Vacation.
I don't know when, it's
That's
been a long time since I
the
had a
week
kid
of
in
the
school.
16th, I think.
April 16th.
Yeah,
Yeah,
So,
16th. That was-
Probably
So maybe if we look
before
for
that.
something like the maybe the second week in April.
yeah, but before that, that way, if people are traveling and they like, oh, geez, I wanna get my kid a shot or something, they can get in and get the shots before they go on vacation.
Okay.
Well, the one before is Easter Monday.
So the first week in April, if we can.
First week in April it is.
Probably.
Okay. I'll see what she's got, and then I'll just I'll email you, Chris, then,
Yeah.
and ask what works best for you.
Okay.
I'm thinking like probably a 2-hour clinic.
Yeah, that's what we usually do. That, actually, last one worked out a lot better than we thought.
Good.
You know, I think we had 13 come in and we ended up with like 21 or
I
something.
think we had 4 to 6. I think it was.
Yeah,
Something like that.
so,
Okay.
yeah, that seemed to work out. We catch people on the way home from work or whatever.
Okay.
That seemed to work well. Okay, and that takes care of that. Oh, boy, we got a lot of stuff here that we,
I don't think Jim is gonna mind if you take care of the septic permits.
all right, why don't we do 1.4, right? And we'll do the 12 Chestnut Drive septic update.
Okay.
Yeah, upgrade, sorry.
Sure. So, existing house in Timberley Park with a failing system. They got a septic tank and approximately the same location as the proposed tank, and then a leach pit over here that's in failure. So wetlands are on this corner, so the 100-foot buffer line comes out to that bolded line. And so they're looking to put the system in up on this. This also drops off really quick. So looking to put it up on this plateau here. So it'll just be a 34 by 13.5 foot field, 2 compartment, 1,500 gallon septic tank. And the one variance that they are looking for is just, we only dug 1 test hole here. We had tried to dig a second, but we kept on hitting a lot of fill, and we thought maybe some stone or something from when they set the tanks or the pits. So we only did 1 hole, but we did find out where groundwater was and what the material was. And I think you're putting that in, right, Dan?
That's correct.
Yeah, so Dan's familiar with kind of the fill issue out there and how much material is going to actually have to come out and be replaced.
Sorry, I'm being, and this is, no issues with this as far as, What's the word I'm looking for? Variances.
So just that one
Test
local
hole.
upgrade,
Just
so yeah,
a
one
test
test hole instead of two.
Okay.
But other than that, it's in full compliance, and it's, you an upgrade essentially going in the same location as what you've got now.
Yeah. Yeah, so you actually just did one right in the middle of the leach field? Is that the,
So, right where it's gonna go,
Yeah.
we've done, that one was a test pit, and that was the perk test right there.
okay, and they both came out fine?
Yep.
Kevin, you got any questions? No? Okay, can we get a motion?
Yeah, I'll make a motion to approve 12 Chestnut with the only variance of a single test hole.
All in favor? Aye. Oh, I'll second that, sorry.
Second?
Yeah. Thank you. Yes. All right, so that takes care of that. Let's see, West Meadow Road has two, huh?
Yep. So, two new construction lots. This is, right across the street pretty much from West Meadow Estates condos, so the road actually is,
Up
it's
there.
like right here. So they're looking to bring, so it's got town water, so the line's already in, town water come to the house.
Tomorrow.
2 compartments, 1,500 gallon septic tank, 45 by 25 leach field, reserve area, in full compliance with your regs and with Title V.
No variances on this one?
No variances yet.
If you want to write out the checks, I just have to issue a number, and I'll let you take it. You
Good.
can
Looks good to me.
do checks, but then you're gonna have to write in
I
a
have no
number. I'll
questions
call
looking
you
at
and
that.
just make sure that you write in
A
a
motion?
number on
Make
the
a
side.
motion
Yeah.
to approve Lot 1 on West Meadow Road.
Second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Yes, let me help you with that. You are good one-handed, I must say. No, I haven't signed anything yet.
No, there's another one up here.
Wait till the end.
We got a second here.
Jim's calling me, hang on.
You'll be all right, you'll be here.
Hey, Jim.
Alright, so this is the second lot out there, so that was the one we just looked at right here.
Yep.
So new construction, same thing,
Yeah.
town water line coming in, 1,500 gallon, 2 compartment septic tank. Perks were a little bit better on this lot, so a
Okay.
smaller field, so it's a 20 by 30 field.
Okay,
but
well, I haven't
very-
seen him.
Very similar.
We do
No
have
variances on this one
Weston
either.
and Sampson's here,
Yeah.
but I'm sure that we'll just reschedule that, okay? Okay, no worries.
Strikes look almost identical to the last one. I don't have a problem with it, I guess. Everything's good?
Yep.
I'll make a motion to approve Lot 2 on West Meadow.
That is okay because.
I'll second that. All in favor? Aye.
How many are they doing in there?
I think there's gonna be, so there used to be condos that that was originally proposed
this
out
one?
there, and now he's doing single family homes, and I wanna say there's 4 of them.
West Meadow, where's West Meadow?
It's going towards Ashby on 119, you take a right and you go over the bridge.
Oh, up the hill?
Just before you get to Amidon Farm.
Oh, okay, that's okay, that's right, that's over by, what's his name close to? No, don't go call it, so. That's not a good sign.
Jim's not gonna make it.
He's not gonna make it, okay.
So sorry.
Okay,
Jim's
so,
not making it.
That takes care of 1.5, 1.6.
On the 14th.
Which one, 1.7, let's go back up and open the public hearing. But I'll open the public hearing, continued from 12/14,
Yeah, just keep me informed and.
to change the proposed Title V regulations in Townsend. What,
So just,
Did we hear anything from the lawyer
a
yet?
second, and then.
Yeah,
Have a good night.
Me too.
Second,
yeah, I'll second that.
okay,
So, I heard back from town council,
yeah,
and, she's, okay with all the changes that have been made. She changed a little bit of wording and added some language that she felt was, necessary for legal reasons.
okay,
We've got a final draft, really, the only, or a real, kind of a final draft. The only thing that you need is an effective date.
okay. I'm thinking, what do you think, Gavin? I'm thinking 6 months. Is that too far out, you think? For changing these? It is too far?
I don't know.
I just see fiscal year being,
Yeah, I mean, I was kind of looking like June 1st, or
Yeah,
you could do July 1st, but, I wouldn't push it off.
Okay.
6 months.
and when's fiscal year end?
fiscal year starts on July 1st, so Rick's right in line with.
Yeah, Gavin, thoughts?
I mean, I was thinking 90
90 days?
days.
Yeah. Okay, I mean,
That was just my initial
yeah.
kind of,
I personally really don't care either way.
so anything applied for before that date, right, stays on the old standard?
Yeah, so anything that's submitted, so you could even, approve things after the effective date that are
Right.
still under the old regs, but it's anything that, is submitted officially to the office.
Yeah. I
Two
mean,
checks, all right? Yeah, I'll bring it tomorrow.
maybe,
I only brought
maybe
one
like
check.
midway
Oh,
through June or
okay.
June
Well,
1
I'll
or
see
something
tomorrow.
like
Yeah,
that.
that's
Yeah. Why don't we, I'm kind of
No,
a,
no worries.
an even guy, so I'd like, first of June, I think would be,
Yeah.
would be good. You,
I'm good.
do we need to vote on that? Rick?
Yeah, if you wanted, just so it goes in the minutes, so the effective date will be 6/1. And
Yeah,
then what I'll do is, I'll make all the date changes in the regs, and then I'll bring or I'll email Carlisle copies so that you can sign them next meeting.
okay. I'm gonna make a motion to, set this date of June 1st for the new regulations to come in.
So moved?
So we'll,
6/1?
6/1.
Okay.
And with that being the conclusion, we will close the public hearing at 6:13.
And that was a motion by you?
That's a motion by me. All-
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, that closes the public hearing. Town council update. On tobacco fines. Why you look so happy?
Carla told me they were gonna talk about different changes of the regs, that's the only reason why I stuck around.
Yeah, it's gonna be,
Yeah,
so it's kind of going back, so 2,500 gallon 2-compartment tank that's what's gonna be
Okay.
required again.
Yep.
that's of houses over 2 bedrooms.
Oh, yeah, so 2 bedrooms
Yep.
or less will be 1,500 gallon 2-compartment.
Okay.
3 and over will be 2,500 gallon 2-compartment. When Title V inspections are submitted, they've already got a reg on the books that said that tanks have to be pumped every 3 years. So they want a receipt attached that proves that that regulation requirement's been met.
Okay.
That's really it.
Yeah, that was,
That's
What do you
about
think?
it.
They removed removed a couple of
Okay,
offsets.
and I'm sorry, you're right,
Yeah,
that's why
no,
you were
no
hanging
worries.
around, I'm like, oh, wow.
Removed a couple offsets from drains.
Okay.
But I'm pretty sure that was it.
And we'll have a publication that will be in the paper, and I'll make sure that I get you a copy personally,
Yeah, that'll be fine. I'll catch up with you tomorrow.
okay?
I didn't know if the inspector was gonna bring coffee and donuts every time we did test holes or anything like that. That's not-
You're just excited that we have 3 meetings this month.
Yes, I didn't wanna say that.
No.
Anytime you wanna talk to the people in Lunenburg, I appreciate having 3 meetings a month. That's pretty awesome.
Well,
We're lucky if we can get one.
wow, welcome to Townsend.
Any property for sale on there?
All kinds.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks, Dan. Okay, so, town
Council.
meeting, the town council update, I don't know how much you wanna talk about with Jim not being here. Rick, do you wanna talk about the
Yeah, I mean, we can talk about, I know that you guys keep on pushing this off for a full forum.
Yeah. I mean, I still don't mind putting that off for another, another week.
Well, Jim's not gonna be here at the next meeting either.
I won't be here next week.
Well, apparently
Okay,
we
so
will not
apparently
be
we're not
having a
gonna be
meeting.
having a meeting on the 14th.
Okay, so that's out.
And, pending private discussions, we're gonna have to talk about a schedule for probably the next 2 months after that.
Yeah.
I really do not feel comfortable speaking on camera on that,
Hmm,
Hey.
Hey.
so.
yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I just booked a thing out of town.
You going to Hawaii?
Oh, if I wish. No, then I would be gone for the next 2 meetings.
Yeah. Are you going to Rhode Island?
No, I'm just going to South Carolina.
Oh, I'd rather go to Rhode Island.
All right, well, we'll definitely be talking about that.
Yeah.
Rick, what do you wanna
I mean,
say
just
briefly?
real quick, so, you know, with how the regulation is currently set up, there is a cap, so, it's not to exceed $300 per offense with those 21D fines.
Mm.
And so, in order to do it, you know, he gave some options, and the easiest thing might be to just forward you guys the email that he had sent if it wasn't already. Because he goes through and says, you know, how it's set up, you can only fine up to $300, which you're already doing. I mean, you could turn every offense into a $300 offense.
And-
Right now, it's 100, 200,
Which would
300.
probably be the best bet,
And-
in my
and-
opinion.
Yes,
eh?
and I think so too.
Yeah.
There was
Because
just
we're
so
not
many
allowed
other-
to, yeah, how we had talked about raising the fines
Yeah.
from 1,000 to
Yeah,
1,000.
I think we got.
We can only do 300 is max.
Unless you wanna go to town meeting and jump through all these hoops about putting it into a conservation trust and.
Yeah, it was, I mean, you can, that's why I'm saying it might be easier to read through his, because it's quite a bit.
Yeah.
It's a lot of citations for different Mass General laws and codes.
Yeah.
And so you can go through and see what he laid out, but it's certainly,
So also the hard part with all that is going to be enforcing the fines.
yeah, at the end, it's still, you know, we talked about that too, and he said, you know, yeah, if you want to collect them and have town council involved with that, then, you know, you've already exceeded what your
Yeah.
fine is.
So that's technically not really worth it, especially having to chase people for, you know, a common homeowner for $3,000 fine.
But I really think
Yeah.
taking it from 100, 200, and 300
Yeah,
to just a
to make it
$300
$300.
fine is so much easier.
Yeah, we'll have to get new signs. Change our signs, which is no big deal, but I would like to have a bigger sign than the little tiny signs that we bought last time. You know?
Sure.
And we'll get an extra one to put on the gate at the recycle center,
Sure.
so that people will know that if they are dumping when we're closed, they are being charged $300 fine for illegally
Right.
dumping.
Okay,
Okay?
okay.
All right, so so pretty much, do we need to make a motion on that just to change them, or do we have to have a public hearing?
You'd have to have a
Public
public
hearing.
hearing, yeah.
All right, we'll set up a public hearing for that then.
And that is also, if you look down to, which was where future agenda increasing fees added to the agenda, where I thought it would be a good idea, we were talking about raising the fees at the recycling center. Large refrigerators are now $50. We're only charging 20. So if we're gonna raise fees, I think we should look at, and then the tobacco regulations, notorious people are late, so I think that you should start initiating late fees. If there's, we don't have a lot, we have the hauler regulations that's due in October, and we have the tobacco that's due in June. But it is the same regulation, right, just as a public hearing?
Yeah, so
So-
the only one that requires anything extra is the septic regs, but everything else is just a public hearing and a published summary.
Right, so why not monopolize and get all three of those things in one hearing notice where they're $250? Or do we have to publicize each exact thing, or just say we're raising fees for this, this, and this?
So you're talking about the summary?
Mhm.
Yeah, you could do them all in one summary.
I think that's a good way to go.
Okay, that would definitely be a time saver.
More so money saver, because it's not cheap to advertise in the newspapers these
Right,
days.
yes,
So you'd be looking at 300 versus probably 1,000.
yeah.
Pretty simple.
Unfortunately, Raising fees again is tough. Last time we raised fees, which we hadn't done in, what, 20 years?
10 years.
10 years. With the cost of everything going up, we may have to tinkle a little of everything up because we, you know, being self-funded and not getting any money from the town, we cannot afford to get stuck with these like we have in these mattresses. So we have to throw everything up a little bit to recover the costs of.
That's what you
because-
did last time. You
Yeah.
couldn't determine how you were gonna bring up certain things.
Yeah.
So you went up $5 across the board. Everything went up $5.
Yeah, which is $5 in these times.
But I
You know,
think that right
nothing,
now
but-
we really need to look at things because refrigerators, if we're charging 20 and it's
Yeah.
costing us 50, we're losing a lot of money.
Yes, yes.
So,
And we're losing money with the mattresses that we pick up on the side of the road that we are responsible for,
yes,
which we shouldn't be.
yes,
That's why we are trying to get a warrant article that will
Yes.
help us recover all of that
yes.
lost cost.
Yes.
Hmm.
And then you're also looking at the other part of the 1.8 was to divert tobacco fines to a Board of Health account.
Yeah.
And Adam did get back to us, I don't know if you saw the emails today.
Yeah, right.
But what confused me was the town administrator had said that if we receive the proposed Board of Health warrant articles before the deadline the Board of Selectmen sets for the special town meeting, the warrant articles will be presented to the Board of Selectmen for their review and possible inclusion in the special town meeting. And the town clerks and elected officials have absolutely the right to put their own warrants in, and
That
they
is
don't
correct.
need approval
We
from the
don't need
selectmen.
approval from selectmen. Anything that we chair does not need to be required to have approval from the selectmen.
So Adam's working on that. I'm gonna do
Yep.
a little bit of work more with him tomorrow. It seems
Yep.
pretty set forth, and you were gonna talk to Eric
Yeah, I will.
once you're feeling better.
I'll go up and talk to him now because I have to go up there later.
I don't know, I think they're actually in a selectmen's meeting.
Well, yes, I'm supposed to be at that also
Okay,
for the capital planning committee.
okay, well then we're gonna just move along and
Yes.
we're gonna.
Well, no, my part's probably, he said probably not till 7:30, 8 o'clock, so
Okay,
I have no problem with finishing our meeting first.
okay, okay.
All right, so
But
that
that's
takes
what-
care of
But that's what we're
that
gonna
one.
have to do.
Okay,
He's
we're
gonna
gonna-
have to go up and, the chairman of the Board of Health and the town administrator are gonna have a frank discussion on how that warrant article is gonna get there.
Yeah.
Sure.
So also, let's move on. Let's go to 1.9, discussion of Blackwater and Timberley Park and public concerns.
Unknown caller.
We did get a letter from the water department saying that, yeah, let me pull it out, Kevin, I'll let you take a look
Did you
at
see
it.
it?
Yeah.
Oh, you already saw it?
Yep.
Okay. So basically, they're saying that the water is good, it's potable, it just smells bad and tastes bad, I guess, but it's potable. I don't know, is that, it seems to be a health risk? There isn't any evidence of that we know of, is there, Rick?
I mean, so we don't have oversight of public water, so Mass
Right.
DEP does directly, and if there was any health concerns, then
Yeah.
Mass DEP would be ordering them to fix them.
Okay,
And so I could only assume that they're not. I mean, based on the letter that he wrote, it seemed like it was more manganese and iron,
yeah,
which are secondary contaminants. And, at one point, the state was looking at manganese as setting a possible standard and enforcing that, especially for public water.
Hmm.
But I don't know if they've started doing that yet.
yeah, that's a little out of our scope,
Yeah,
isn't
they-
it, as far as that goes, the water? Or-
That is, so really,
Yeah.
we do private wells, the water department does public water, and
Yeah.
Mass DEP has, oversight of that.
Okay. Any questions, Gavin?
No, I just think, I kinda looked into that and, I think we need to direct people to Mass DEP if there's
Yeah.
a problem that they're not getting an answer from the water department on.
Yep, okay.
I mean, I wouldn't drink the water that's coming out of some of the faucets, so.
Well, it's funny is this was in Timberley Park. Now, I am on the end of Timberley Park's water. I am customer number 0001 in the town.
So you're in the beginning.
Yeah, but I'm on the end of the pipe from Timberley Park. So everything that comes out will either settle at my house, you know, and then be pumped somewhere else. I've never had problems with the water.
So it sounded like the explanation was that based on the shutdown of some of the lines, that
Yeah,
there's no loop for flushing the way it used to be.
well, Timberley Park probably not.
So
Yeah.
that was the cause of some of the issues that they're having.
Yeah,
That's what it looked like
yeah,
for me just reading. But, you know, I don't know what else to do otherwise. I mean,
Yeah.
that's kind of our
yeah. We're not really in charge of any of that. So as you say, we can look into the camera and just tell them if they have a problem and don't get answers from the water department, call the DEP. I don't think we have a phone number for them, but I'm sure they can look it up.
unfortunately.
Yeah, there's general numbers and
Yeah.
drinking water program is what it's called, so.
Yep. All right. It's nice he has his name on the shirt. No one would know who he was if he didn't.
I think everybody should do that.
No, I actually requested my name not to be on my shirt.
Oh.
All right, so we're all in agreement with that. Okay, work session. I guess we're gonna move. But thanks, Rick.
Alright, guys.
Appreciate you.
Thanks, Rick.
Coming in, and you
We'll
did a
see you
great job
Thursday.
as usual.
Yep, I'll be out there. Yes, I will be.
I'm assuming 110, no one's here, so,
Yes, we will be continuing the solar discussion.
or we could take it off the agenda. No one seemed to care enough to be here.
If you want to talk about the agenda right now, let's talk about it, because if, Gavin, you're not going to be here on the 13th, and, well, you know what, we can't, because I really need to talk to you guys one-on-one
Yeah.
about that.
Yep,
So, can you make the 28th?
Yeah, as of right now. I will make it. Yeah,
Okay.
I'll have to move some things around, but
That would be really good, because the other thing that you're going to want to talk about, looking at your future agenda items, was the recycling committee and Earth Day was on, and Earth Day is coming up, and we've got the town-wide yard sale. Talking to them a little bit, we were looking at, instead of doing the t-shirts this year, maybe doing hats. A lot of people have the t-shirts. Last year, we had t-shirts left over. And they are expensive. So, and getting the grabbers was also
one question
something.
for you, madam. I saw something in an email about embroidered hats.
Yes.
No,
Okay, so you don't want them to do that?
no, embroidered hats, too much money.
Well, they're willing to work with us on the price of any other hat, and those are the people that did it. So I think that we can
How
look at.
much are we looking at?
Well, what they were looking at was, I said that we needed to look at $10.
Oh, okay.
$10.
Yeah.
And they looked at 15, and they said that they would come in competitive. That's what we needed, that they would have some sort of a
Oh,
discount
okay.
for us.
I
We don't wanna
was
lose our
thinking
business.
$20 a hat.
Oh, no,
There's
no.
No way in hell.
No, did you click on them?
No, I didn't click on them. Why would I click on them?
Because that's where the specifications were. One of them was 7, the other one was 10. The hats that he had us look at were 15, and I said, geez, I really want to go down a little bit more. And he said, well, the hats that you're looking at, once the embroider goes on, they go up to 15. And I said, I really want to keep it to 10.
Yeah,
And he said he would work with us with that.
okay, that's fine.
Okay, very simple. Was thinking, keep Townsend clean.
Yeah,
Keeping Townsend Clean, Earth Day 2023. You could wear it yourself whenever you want, years later.
being the only person in here that wears a hat, I will probably be the only one that would wear it on that day.
You guys
Yes.
all, but the t-shirts, I see Jim wearing his all the
I
time.
wear mine.
And I think the majority of people that are gonna participate in this are people who have participated before. So they probably already have the t-shirts. And the whole reason why we did the t-shirts to begin with was so when the people are on the side of the road, especially on the major highways like Route 13, and they've got their little kids, and they're out picking, that the people know that there's something going on, that they have those bright yellow shirts,
Or those pretty green shirts.
or not the orange.
Yeah, well, the pretty green shirts with the name on the wrong side.
So,
Anyway.
those are things that we were gonna talk
And
about
how
on the
many,
14th.
on how many hats are they thinking of?
We were looking at 50,
Okay,
which was what we purchased for t-shirts. I am still working this out with the vendor, so
Okay.
I'll get more information. And we can share this in emails. I just want to make sure that the Board of Health is informed with what's happening with the recycling committee. Because when I come in 2 months later with the bills, and you say, well, what happened about this? Why was this going on? Why
I would love them to come in and talk to us
Yeah,
before
I
any of
thought-
these decisions are made.
Well, and that's what we had scheduled for the
Yeah.
14th, but no one's gonna be here on the 14th. So we can have them come in on the 28th,
Please do. Please
but
do.
we're also pushing it because we've gotta start advertising, because Earth Day is, our town cleanup is going to be the 14th through the 21st. So I've got the solar sign request out already, because
Yeah.
we wanna make sure that we get that in a timely manner. That going in from the 3rd to the 14th, so people see it 2 weeks. If you wanna sign up at the library. This is the town-wide cleanup. But it's also conflicting with the town meeting, that's the 24th. So that's why I thought that it was better to advertise before. And you're looking at the town-wide cleanup is also gonna be the week of April vacation, which I think is gonna be fantastic, because people are gonna say, what can I do with my kids? Well, let's go clean the streets.
Can we fit a meeting in, Gavin, any other time? Any day next week, any day the week after?
Well, you've got it on the 28th.
Well, that's not enough time, you said, to get,
Well, I'm not gonna be here the week of the 20th,
yeah.
so that leaves you back to the 28th.
Rick will take notes, he likes
The
taking notes.
the only
Rick
thing I have
doesn't-
open
Rick
is
doesn't
the
have-
17th during the day. I'm booked.
Yeah,
The 17th during the day? You are
during the
open?
day. I'm open.
All right. Can you do something on the I mean, I typically would be working, it's St. Patrick's Day. I'm not making corned beef and cabbage for anyone.
good. Stuff for us anyway.
But I
Just
would
my
welcome
opinion.
doing something during the day.
Yeah,
I know that Jim would probably be available during the day. And we're talking just a quick meeting, just an update on Earth Day.
yeah,
Yep.
that's
So
fine.
I'm home between 9 with a hard stop at 1:15.
Oh, Jesus.
So, yeah, 9 to 1:15.
We can basically,
Can even have a conference call. We could do a conference call even. I don't think that we need to have any visuals. If we needed visuals and you needed to see the plans on what what the
Are we
apps look like, I
gonna
can
have
s-
them come in
I
too?
would like them to come
Is
in.
that possible?
I would like them to, but Irene has lots of kids, so I don't know what her schedule will be like. So I guess our first thing would be asking her
If we
what
could.
her availability is on the 17th.
Are they little? Are they?
Oh, the 17th,
I
okay.
think
I have
they're
my lung
between-
screening in the morning, so,
Lung screening.
yes. At 8 o'clock,
And where is that?
at the hospital.
Boston, Worcester,
No.
Nashua?
No, the one up here, air.
Okay, so maybe like noon to 1 could possibly work,
Okay, I'm there.
okay? So let's look, I'll talk to Irene, I might even be able to call her tonight if it's not too late and get the word to her to
Mhm.
see if we can talk about that.
Planning
so-
board meeting,
Yes, that's, okay, good.
noon to 1.
You said planning board.
Yeah, I know I did, but I'll realize it when I look at it and go, I haven't been on that board in 4 years.
They're like, wait a minute.
Hey,
Hey,
okay, so we
Alright.
good with that?
I'm good with that. Gavin, you good with that?
Yes.
Okay.
Future agenda item,
No,
invoices.
You're passing by the invoices. So Tough Stuff Recycling is picking up their first container. We had 28 mattresses, 7 were illegally dumped. $924.
How much money
For the
did we
seven?
take in?
No, for the 28.
Oh, I
How
was
much
gonna
money
say.
did we take in?
I would have to go back and look at it exactly because I
Did
would
we
have to.
cover this cost?
I am sure we covered it.
Oh, okay, I just wanted to
But
make sure.
if you look at 7 times 33, so what's that, $210? So if this happens every couple of months, we're looking at $1,000.
Where
Yeah.
were those 7 mattresses, just right down, or at the gate?
Couple of them were
one-
dumped over the fence.
A couple of them were over the fence, one was at the cemetery department dumpster, and a couple of them were on the side of the road. So highway picked up some, cemetery picked up some, and we picked up some.
Yeah, that's one of our warrant articles that we're trying to get more funding available to us for this purpose.
Okay. Needle removal, getting a lot of needles.
That's good, that's what we did it for, right?
Okay, yes, people are very happy about that. Weston and Sampson, normal fall monitoring, which seems to be status quo over there.
Who's this? No, I haven't signed that.
GW Shaw and Son, picking up a lot less trash and recycling.
Lot less
Sure.
trash and recycling?
And recycling.
Are people going back to work? Do you think?
I think they're just honoring their contract and not picking up more than they should,
Oh, very good,
which is good for them.
absolutely.
Absolutely. Okay. Plastic and wood removal, we have gone through our $6,000 credit for Shaw's. At this time, it's up to $9,700, which is typical. It's a little more than I wanted it to be this year, but we do know that we're actually taking in a lot more recycling. So because it's rigid plastics and wood, I'm able to take it from a grant, so your $826 is coming from grant money.
Very good.
So you will not have to pay for that. Unitil is running a solid $218. They were $240 last month, which is ridiculously high, given that it was $77 a few months ago, but it is what it is.
I think we all should just go 2 days and shut our electricity off. Right at the breaker. Shut it off, work out campfires and light some candles.
You would kill every child in town except for your own.
I would?
Yes,
Why?
they would commit suicide because
Oh,
they can't use their phones.
well,
And I apologize to everyone, I didn't really mean they would commit suicide. That was a joke and it didn't work very well, and I apologize again.
Okay. And the last we have is green trash bags for the townwide cleanup, a cool $34.50 for 100 bags. That's typically what we have. So I don't forecast that we'll be needing any more than that. But if we do, Amazon is great with Prime and two-day shipping.
Do we still have some left from last year?
I do, I have about 30.
Oh, okay, good, good. Yeah, all right.
We do have. We're working with the water department and the assessors to get new town maps and get it over to the library. As I said, we're working with the solar signs
Yeah,
to get that out. We'll get it on social media, working with, again, the recycling committee to put together some sort of a flyer. We are not going to be paying 8 hours of police details as we did last year because they go in 4 and 8 hours and we have them for 5. So we're only having a 4-hour police detail versus 5.
do they come in like first thing, or, I'm not really sure how that, I'm gonna let you guys decide when you want the cop there. I usually go every year, but it's only for an hour, so I
Okay.
don't see traffic as,
I'm not sure. I have something in my head, but I honestly can't say for sure. Thank you. We're also looking at just getting 8 t-shirts for the staff that will be out in the parking lots directing traffic.
please tell me they're getting a good color.
Bright neon yellow.
Excellent,
That's
thank
a
you,
staff.
thank you.
Is that all right?
Yep, I just would prefer safety colors as opposed to give them, hey, let's give them some black t-shirts,
Okay.
because they're stylish, but that is very good, I am all in on that.
Okay, so we've got the police detail, we've got the volunteers, we've got the porta potty
Yep,
set up. The theme this year is farm to table.
Yes, I'm well aware of that. Like I said, I did attend that meeting, which I thought was a very nice idea.
I think it's good.
Yeah, I hope they get all they want out of it, because it's a pretty good idea.
It is a good idea, and the last return that I had, I believe that there was about $1,600, and probably, I think there was 57 vendors
Yeah,
that were in for the first deposit, and there's probably gonna be another couple of stragglers that will come in.
yeah,
It's a great idea to have it at the high school.
Yeah, that
It's
worked out
better for
fantastic.
parking, people can get in there, it's indoor,
Yeah.
outdoor. So, should be
Yep.
a good time,
very good.
okay?
And maybe the lovely school committee will let us walk on that field that we pay so much money for that we're not allowed to.
No, I might even be here this year.
Wow.
Usually I'm
Is that
not.
still the school committee or is it the,
No, I don't know who it is, but they just don't allow anyone to touch that field for some reason. I know, I think it's leased, I don't think they actually own it, so they're a little protective of it. I could be wrong. I'm trying to remember back when we were doing our emergency shit and having, I think Rick went, I don't know if you went that time. We went, we sat with the principal and everybody and had a big meeting about the building, and my concerns were like, who's gonna clean it afterwards? And no one thought of that?
Chris was very upset,
Yes.
very
I was
upset.
very upset because they're like, oh, this is gonna be great, you know, we'll just have everybody come in full of diseases and we'll, you know, we'll be all set. And I'm like, who's paying to clean it? And they're like, oh, you are. I'm like, I don't think so. So, we got lucky because we did have a pandemic and, well, hell, none of us had to do anything. So that worked out
Still
pretty
have to
well
keep
for
the
us.
plan, we still have to keep the plan, because
Absolutely.
that's
And
money.
I forgot to call in my emergency.
I haven't heard from them yet,
Oh, okay. They probably
we
wondering
haven't
where I
heard
was.
anything,
I
so.
always tell them I was sick. I was sick that day.
So our next meeting is the 17th, am I hearing that right? Possibly around noon time. So we will not be having a meeting on the 14th.
No,
Our meeting after that is scheduled for the 28th, which it seems like we will all be able to meet.
mm-hmm,
Okay, that's all I have.
okay, fantastic. Can we, all right, and can we get a motion to close?
make a motion to close the meeting at 6:42?
I will second that, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And so closed.